Watches are a key accessory for anyone to have, as they tend to add that missing link in your outfits. Watches usually reflect upon the personality of the wearer. This is where Vario succeeds. With unique designs, top-notch quality, and affordability, Vario offers customization of their watches, from dial colors and straps, so that you can choose the watch that best matches your preference and personality. They are also made from 316L surgical-grade stainless steel for a high-quality build and lasting longevity. And the straps, they are marvelous in their style, the reason why they were intended to be made for by its owner. Let's dive deeper into the story of Vario and how they have become a brand that redefines the watch industry. Let's begin! Vario came into existence thanks to Ivan Chua and his wife Judy. Ivan is originally an award-winning graphics designer based out of Singapore. He has been in the graphics designer industry for over 20 years and used to be a watch enthusiast in his younger days. During the rise of the mobile phones in the 90s, he stopped wearing his watches just like anyone else and started checking the time on his phone. This made him ponder about the old-as-gold watches that once upon a time people used to rely on getting to know the time in 2015. Grimmed downright with his overly dependency on phones, he looked back to his old watches, and after a simple battery replacement, he was shocked to see that the watch was working as if no time had passed since he last wore them. But he noticed that all of his straps were worn out and unusable. This made Ivan wonder if he could use his designing expertise to come up with unique and captivating watches that's affordable, yet manage to capture the essence of a vintage timeless watch. He also wondered if those watches will be customizable, so that customers can further change the appearance of the watch to match their personalities. The name Vario is a twist on the word Vari. Ivan wanted people to know that his brand is synonymous with the word Vari, and he also wanted to keep it on the fun side and hence came up with the name Vario. The name is an embodiment of the watches he designs. The watches are fun, innovative, and have a vast amount of variety. Ivan and his wife Judy were working together toward the innovation and were also behind the sales team of Vario. Ivan started taking a hands-on approach to making his first ever watch. Dealing with the design was simple enough for him because he is a graphic designer by profession. But the technical aspect of making the watch as well as working with the factories was a completely different scenario. With perseverance, Ivan eventually sent in the design for his first watch and posted the final product online on Vario's website. It was a dream-come-true experience for Ivan to have seen the first sale of his watch. After that, there was steady growth in the number of sales. Ivan did not want a physical store, as it would increase the overall costs of the operation, and the impact thereof would have been hard to tackle at that time. Besides, Ivan was very elated to get direct feedbacks from the customer upon buying their watches, as they were kind enough to leave their valuable reviews. This would be stopped if that was done in-store. The direct sales from the websites meant that the customers could interact directly with Vario and vice versa, and this gave Vario the touch of intimacy with their customers. Their first watch was the Vario Eclipse, a Bauhaus-inspired dress watch. This is the watch that started the journey of Vario. Then they introduced the Empire, an Art Deco era-inspired dress watch. These watches resonated with people from as young as 20 to as old as 80 years old. The older generation are happy with the vintage features and look with the modern touches in these watches, while the youngsters are happy with the vintage and classic look and feel of the watches, all this at an affordable price. But the best thing about Vario is their variety. According to Ivan, Vario does not have a genre when it comes to designing watches. Even though the first two watches he designed were dress watches for casual or formal outings or events. Their third watch, the Trench, became a flagship for Vario. The Trench is a World War I-inspired rugged and durable watch. The name and inspiration of this came from the trench warfare of World War I, where supposedly the first wristwatch for men came to be. Vario's watches are inspired by the classics from back in the day. It's their way of showing love and respect for the watches that shaped history. They keep the designs timeless, but add a little modern touch to make them stand out. Take the Vario 1918 Trench. World War I watch, for example. During World War I, trench warfare was all about timing, synchronized attacks, clear communication, and strict routines. Having a reliable watch was a big deal back then, and this watch is a cool tribute to that time. It's like wearing a piece of history with a modern twist. Back then, wristwatches were thought to be feminine and were called wristlets. Men would pull out pocket watches, but they were a nuisance during battles. They would also break easily in harsh environments and are easy to lose as well. Furthermore, they were hard to read at night. Therefore, they took the previously mentioned wristlets and modified them to be more durable and rugged in times of war. This way, the soldiers could just take a glance at the watches on their wrist and get the precise time. This was a game changer. The Vario 1918 Trench WW1 watch is simple, tough, and built to last. It's made from strong 316L stainless steel and comes in two finishes, polished or brushed. You can pick a size that suits you, either 37mm or 40mm, with matching lug sizes of 18mm or 20mm. The dial stands out with its glossy finish and bold, easy-to-read numbers paired with a classic railroad minute track. You can choose between clean white numbers or a vintage-style orange. There's also a special medic version with a pulsometer scale for something different. Inside, it runs on reliable automatic movements, either Miyota 82S5 or Seiko NH38A, giving you over 40 hours of power. It's a watch that combines history with everyday durability. The default caseback engraving depicts a soldier surrounded by barbed wire and poppies, symbolizing Veterans Day, or you can customize it to your liking. It is also water-resistant to a depth of 100 meters. There is a medic version of the Trench which features a pulsometer. It includes either a leather bund straps or single-pass leather straps, with lengths tailored for various wrist sizes. Their first watch, the Vario Eclipse, is also a homage to the classic Bauhaus-era dress watches. The Eclipse features a 38mm stainless steel case with polished finishing and a thin bezel, which opens up to a domed sunburst dial. The dial, available in several colors, its minimalist aesthetic is complemented by baton hands and clean indexes. The Eclipse is available in both hand-wound mechanical and quartz versions. The mechanical variant uses the Miyota 6T33 movement, offering a 40-hour power reserve, while the quartz version features a Seiko VH31 movement. The case of the Vario Eclipse is made from 316L stainless steel. The case is 38mm in diameter. It is 3mm thick, lug tip to lug tip. It measures at 45mm, and lug width is 20mm. It is rated up to 50 meters water resistance. The watch is paired with Harris tweed or leather straps. One of the top flagships of Vario is the Versa. It is essentially two watches in one, which features not one but two quartz calibers for the movement. The case is 26mm wide, 40mm long, and 12mm thick, making it compact yet substantial, and is made from 316L stainless steel, with a mix of brush and polished finish to add to the luxurious feel of the watch. The strap is an Italian vegetable-tanned leather, paired with a deployment clasp for a secure fit. One side features a white-silver sector dial with blued hands and an enameled center for a vintage look. The reverse side is a black minimalist dial with white hands and a minute track for a modern look. They are like yin and yang. The reversible functionality features allows users to switch between two time zones or styles, akin to having two watches in one. All the watches of Vario are manufactured in Japan, and each individual is inspected in Singapore by the small production crew to ensure that every unit is up to par and flawless in their design and functionality. They feature a label where it says "Designed in Singapore" to let the world know that Singapore has the talent to make desirable products. Vario started funding their products through successful Kickstarter projects, which all far surpassed the amount that was desired. That wraps up this video on Vario's history and their growth. Nothing can beat a well-crafted, well-built watch to elevate your outfit to a new level. You can vary your wardrobe because Vario has you covered in all genres. That's all for now. Like, comment, and subscribe for more.